Very simple task today then. Let's wash Eric and see if it's any worse. I can see that it's got quite a bit of rusty bubbling bits around there, unfortunately. Some look like they've been painted. I can't wash away dents, but I do have a wing. Yeah, I do. I'm not joking. It's not the right colour, and it has had holes drilled into it to make it look like a streetwise wing, but it might be better than that. So there's a thought. This is okay. The bonnet's okay. The bumper's got a few scuffs on it, probably buff out, and the headlamps are rather dull, but they will buff out. This side is just dirty, I think, that's all, and it is very dirty. But what about there's a bit of bubbling going on there, but it's a lot better than the other side. This part you can't see because I'm facing direct sunlight. Oh, also, what about the wheels? I mean, these are from a Rover SE1, so of course they don't look right, do they? And they're rather dirty. A car of this age needs different wheels. It needs the more modern wheels, the ones that don't look as interesting. That would work. Anyway, let's wash it. That's the first wash done, and I've got freezing cold fingers, and it looks a bit cleaner. In fact, actually, it looks quite a lot cleaner. It's only when you really start to look at the bits I've missed. Oh dear, what have I done there? Oh no, I haven't missed them. What's happened there is somebody's rattle canned that bit of corrosion to try and mask it, and it hasn't worked. It just makes it look dirty. That dent, of course, now looks more significant because you can see it better. And the other thing about washing is it shows up all the scratches. Yes, and this car has a lot of them. This car has had boxes placed on the roof whilst it's been dirty and slid across. That never does the paint any good. Have you ever seen it happen? Someone comes along to the car, they want to put something in the boot or the back seat, so they place the box on the roof and then they just pull it off, they drag it off, and believe it or not, it causes scratches. I've given the wheels a quick going over with the old demon juice, but they need quite a lot more because that is some pretty well baked on brake dust there. On this side, the same thing. With the dirt washed away, the scratches suddenly pop out. It's not that bad. It's I've seen a lot worse, and it will come up a lot better. Surprisingly enough, the bonnet's quite good. It's got a couple of paint blobs and a couple of swirly bits. Actually, there's quite a lot of swirly bits, but there's bits like that there that you probably can't see. But all that will come up if necessary. And is it necessary? It rather depends on what happens with this car, because I still haven't entirely decided. The repair I did on it yesterday, that has worked as you'd expect, because I'm known for fixing things. This dent here, that could possibly come out, that could possibly just pop out either by pushing from the inside or using a sucker device. Also, whilst washing, the aerial snapped a bit. So, because these are made of fiberglass, and there's a weak spot where it gets the most flex there, where it stops just being fiberglass and has something to work around. So unfortunately I don't have a spare one, but I do have some gaffer tape. I could use that, I suppose. I can't really just leave it flopping around like that, so I might just have to take it off. Oh good, I've missed a bit and another bit. But who cares about that stuff? Because for the first time, I'm going to try my dent removal gun thing. I bought it from Aldi probably about a year back, maybe 2 years back, I'm not even sure. Let's see. What's there to lose? I may as well just give it a go, I don't know. Wow, it's actually working a little bit. I wasn't expecting that. This is strange. Normally I don't expect things to work out. I buy something like this, never use it, then get around to using it. It doesn't really work properly anyway. But this one appears to actually work. It's quite a simple principle anyway, isn't it? You've got a dent there, you stick something on, you pull it out. as long as no actual creases, it should work. That's good, because that means I can try it out on my other cars, the ones that are important. If I can pull this one out, and then there's another tiny one there as well, I'll be happy with that. Except it needs a bit more pulling here as well. Now here's the reality though. It's not just one dent, you stick it on and you pull it out and it's gone. You have to do it multiple times because it's just not that simple. But I'll keep going. I'll keep going with it. Look, the sausage has gone. That's proof. Magpies like bratwurst. That's 5 goes so far, and it's still, well, it's still there, isn't it? But it's not as bad as it was. But I've got lots of gluey stuff to get rid of as well now. So I'm going to have a couple more goes, one on there and one on there, and then step back and admire. What's going on here then? Oh, that's why. That's getting a few people annoyed. And now he's gone. Good. Amazon Prime van. He's got to do a job. He's got to do his job. Maybe he could have found somewhere more convenient to park for the purposes of other people having their journeys delayed. Or maybe you should just say, well, the thing is, if you want things delivered to your door so you don't have to go out of your house, then that's exactly the kind of things you've got to tolerate. Except I don't. I don't get stuff delivered to, well, I do. I get stuff delivered to the garage, but most of the time I don't actually order it. It just turns up and I don't even know what it is. Like that toast rack. Yes, I forgot to put that in my video. Oh no. I did a live stream on Tuesday, and I showed the toast rack there, but the day before when I got it, which was a week ago, I videoed myself opening it up because I didn't have a clue what it was, and then I accidentally deleted it. So I'm sorry about that. I'm sure nobody's going to be offended. Still got the same problem with the amount of storage on my phone. It's nowhere near as much as it needs to be. So I've got to delete all of my video files every couple of days just so I can carry on doing it. Is that video finished for today? It's a bit inconclusive, isn't it? Right, well it shouldn't be. So the dents that I've tried to remove, you can see they're going, but there's still quite a lot of dentage there. Because when you get a door that's kicked, you get multiple of small bendy bits. That's the technical name for the kind of dent you get when somebody kicks the door. Bendy bits. Because that's what you get. Bendy bits. Anyway, so I've got to carry on with it because it's not really good enough. The trouble with a dent is that unless you completely get rid of it, it will just keep on catching your eye. And I don't want that to happen. And I'm using it as a learning experience so I can remove dents on other cars, such as Nigel. Although I quite like Nigel's characteristic dents. I do apologise, I really am just having a proper waffle. This is like doing a live stream, except I'm just in my car talking. Maybe that's an idea. Yes, hello. Now today is a lovely sunny day. A lovely sunny Sunday, in fact. And for the past couple of videos, I've gone and done something sensible and made videos about fixing things. And that'll never do. Things need fixing, but it was never my intention to make videos about fixing things. So today I had the incredible urge to do something really stupid. Trouble is, when I do something really stupid, nobody watches. So I've kind of got to trick robots, fighting robots. Who's it who asked this? Which one of the robots would win in a fight? Well, you tell me which one. Come on. I think the one on the left. Yeah, because he's got a longer arm. But then the other one's got 2 arms, so maybe that'll help. A couple of days ago, I did a little experiment. You see, I had some bratwurst sausages in the fridge, and I decided not to eat them because I'd left them a bit too long. In this yard, we have many a wild creature. Rats, don't want to encourage those. Magpies, they're okay, although they are rather cheeky. And squirrels. So, flinging food onto the ground can encourage rats. But food placed somewhere higher up the rats can't get to, but the magpies can. So, I placed 1 bratwurst sausage on top of this post here. And as you can see, it's gone. And then I placed 2 bratwurst sausages on this shelf, guarded by Jason the T-Rex. And look what's happened. They're still here. So, the question is, do the magpies think that Jason the plastic T-Rex is real? And to find out, what I've done is move the bratwurst sausage onto that other post. There, you see? If tomorrow that's gone, it will draw a conclusion to the question on everybody's lips. Are magpies afraid of plastic dinosaurs? Look what's happening. That's my plans changed for the day then. No, that's a pathetic excuse not to go outside in the cold. At least snow's not as wet as rain. Unless of course you're at that critical point where it's not really sticking properly because it's too warm. Then it is. Anyway, what have we got here? Well, you're probably familiar with it anyway, because this is Boaty's Rover 25. I did a job on it the other day, and now it has an MOT. Yay! I'd be more excited if it was my car, but that does mean that now he can take it away, and he probably will do today. One thing I was going to do today, as a nice man thing to do, was wash it for him and make it look nicer than it does. I mean, it already looks okay. It's not filthy. Do I really want to get my digits absolutely freezing cold only for him to drive it back 50 odd miles over the Peak District, getting covered in salt and stuff on the way back? It's not going to make any difference whether it's clean now or not. And the fact is, it's actually clean enough. Well, except for the wheels. They don't look particularly clean. And the bonnet doesn't either. I could remove these things. This car has the usual issue of the blower resistor. Look, off, 1, 2, suddenly we've got 3 and 4, but no 2 or 1. We have got off though. That is caused by the heater resistor, which is incredibly difficult to get to. I mean, out of all the jobs I could do on this is the one I'm really not looking forward to, because it means I'm doing a couple of tiny bolts. The heater resistor can be found not in there, but under there. So it means you've got to take the glove box off. Now I have the choice. Do I do it inside? Do I do it inside, where it's light but not as light as it is outside? Look how light it is outside. It's exceedingly light because it's daytime. Well, this is confusing. Perhaps we're not going to have snow after all. Outside it is then. Whilst I've got this car outside, I might find time to put this engine somewhere, because although I've got enough room to get through this gap, it's not really in the way. I do keep banging my knees on the inlet manifold. Both of my knees are sore. What's needed here then is an 8mm socket, some sunshine and some reading glasses. and it's off. Glove box out of the way. There's the heater resistor. So now all that's needed is a flat blade screwdriver to push that off, and a small screwdriver, the other type. You know, one of those. Oh, my fingers are freezing! Right, so anyway, so that's been deployed, so's that, and the 2 screws are out, and then this here just pops out like that, you see? And there we have the heater resistor itself, which is not any good. Oh, it seriously is cold for my little digits. So that is the original one, and to replace it with I have this one, and this one was made by somebody called Senior Mustard, who knows what he's doing with this kind of thing. So the old ones have these coils that can suddenly just fall apart. Oh look, you can see it's there, it's broken. And because that's broken, it's no longer making a connection and no longer working. Whereas this one is much more substantial with actual resistors instead. That one's not going to go wrong. Just got to make sure I don't get them mixed up and put the wrong one in. Anyway, because that has been made out of one of these, this can be saved so it can be turned into one of those. That's what I should have done in the first place. And plug that back in, and then just replace the glove box. Easy, eh? Well, it's time to test the resistor. Just like wiper blades, you stick them on and you know they're going to work, but you still just have to test it. It's not for your own curiosity or satisfaction, more satisfaction than anything, but just so you can experience the thing working. There we go, 2. And 1 is very, very quiet, but that's definitely on. Because 1 is the speed that you need most of the time. When you got to go to 3, the problem with it is it's just noisy. Graham Tinkerbell Nuts Garden is now in the lockup of dreams, where this car will stay until some work happens. The mirrors on the 75 aren't particularly good, but with these things stuck on, they're even worse. I've had a break for about an hour so far from doing things, whilst I have some guests or visitors, if you like. Sat a bit low, that. So the reason Eric is looking a bit low down at the moment isn't because of some messing around with the suspension malarkey. No, it's due to having a car full of bots. Hello everybody. How are you today? That's
compressed.
Compressed is probably the correct word. You're used to that though, aren't you, surely? My feet
probably
are
the
cold.
first time I've been in the back of a car in the last 6-7 years.
Have you ever been in the back of a 25 before?
Only to take the seat back.
How is it going to affect this car's performance, do you reckon?
It's a diesel, Birry.
We'll get some
I'm
idea.
just glad it's a 5-door, not a 3-door.
Get some idea.
Need the engine crane again.
Yeah. We'll get some idea of what it'd be like to tow a caravan with it, at least.
Are you calling me fat?
No, you are. You always do.
Have you ever made sweet love in the back of a Rover 25?
Alright.
Oh, really? Sure you want to admit that?
It's alright, I married her.
Alright. Go on. Brave the T-Rex, little magpie.
Yard magpie.
He's not going quite for it, is he? But he can see the sausage there.
What sausage?
There's a sausage. He's not gone for it.
group.
That was the
That was a nice lunch, that was.
that's the conclusion to this particular question about the magpie, the sausage, and the T-Rex. I have a feeling that this video is somewhat unfathomable. It's gone from me cleaning this car up, trying to make it look a bit nicer, to messing with Boaty's car, to a whole load of people going to have some food. How does that work? The trouble is, on Mondays, Boaty comes down and he gets himself a whole week's worth of footage just by coming to see me, and I usually end up getting nothing. And so with Craig and Liz as well, it was a rather busy and sociable day. But that's just how it goes sometimes. That might as well be the end of the video.